B C D F G Okay, so that's all the formulas for the inverse transform. So today, I'm gonna give you guys an example. Let you guys try it. The first example is here. I'm sorry. Try this one for me. I give you guys 1 or 2 minutes. Try it. Okay, now let me write down the answer on board. So for this type of problems, the first step, you can spread the terms. We have 3 terms. Okay, 3 terms. And then you have what? You have the constant. You can put a constant outside. Okay. Or you can take a look the formula. Okay. So for this guy, n plus 1 equals 2. Okay. That means n equals 1. So that means we need to put n equals 1 factorial. Okay. Right. If you put the 1 factorial here and you divide by 1 factorial, right? Otherwise, you're going to cancel out. So you're still going to get the original one. And for the third one, s minus 5, that means a is equals 5, right? A equals 5. So it should be 3, right? 3 times 3. So because the numerator should be 1, right? So for the constant, we can extract the constant out of the inverse transform, right? So 1 factorial is 1. And let's put 3 outside. And the first one gonna be 1. The second one gonna be formula B. T what? It's T, right? It's T. N equals 1. Right? N equals 1. The third one gonna be A equals 3. Okay, that's it. That's it. Now let's take a look. Another example. Okay, try this one for me. Okay, try this one for me. The first step, you're gonna split these 3 times, right? Split. Yes, 3 times you spread, and then do the inverse transform for 3 times, right? Okay. Let me write down the answer on board. Let's take a look. So for this guy, we have what? We have okay. And then what? Then for each term, we're gonna find the formula, right? So s squared plus 4, formula D, right? K is what? K is 2, not 4, right? 2 squared. So K is 2. So numerator should be 2. Okay. Because you put a 2 here, you're gonna divide by 2, right? Because K is 2, so you put 2 in the numerator. And for this term, s squared minus 4 is here. And we can see the K is 2 also. Oh, that's right. We already have the 2, so we don't need to change it because the numerator is exactly K, right? So we don't need to change it. And for the last term, we have s squared minus K squared. Is here. Is squared plus 9, so it's plus 9. K equals 3, right? K equals 3. And for the so we can put the 2 outside because in the formula we don't need the constants. We just need the s because here's the 2. We can put the constant outside. And for the first term, of course, you can put the constant outside. Right. Two. Now we're gonna have what? We're gonna have the first term corresponding to the this guy, so sine 2t. The second term gonna be s squared minus 4 is here, sine h 2t. And the last term should be k equals 3, right? Should be here, cosine 3t. Okay. That's it. That's it. Okay, that's the answer. Let's continue. Example 3. Negative 2s plus 6 divided by s squared plus 4. So how to solve this guy? How to solve this guy? It's very clearly when we take a look, the formula is nothing to do like that. Although we can find some clue for the denominator, s squared plus 4, s squared plus 4, like these two, right? Like these two. But the numerator, we have s. And also we have constant plus a constant. So how to solve this guy? Here's a trick. Here's a trick. Okay, let's take a look. We can split the numerator to 2 parts. Take a look. You see it? We can split the numerator to two parts, negative 2s divided by s squared plus 4 plus 6 s squared plus 4, right? That's the reverse process for the fraction addition, right? We spread to two fraction, right? Two fraction. If we add it together, least common denominator is s squared plus 4. So the numerator gonna get negative 2s plus 6, right? So it's a reverse process. Now, after you got this one, then everything should be very straightforward. Okay, we have two terms. Okay, very good. Now you can use the formula. S squared plus 4 is plus 4. We have an s in the numerator. So basically, we're going to use this guy. So we don't need this coefficient, negative 2. So you can pull this coefficient out of this inverse transform. And for this guy, it's a constant. So we need to find out the k. K is 2, right? K squared 2. So k is in the numerator. So basically what you're going to do, put 2 in the numerator, divided by 2, right? Divided by 2. If you put the numerator 2 here, divided by 2, right? In order to match this formula, right? K is 2. So you put 2 in the numerator. Okay. So we have what? We have here's a 3, right? 6 divided by 3, 3. You can put 3 outside. And again, this guy can be write down as what? Write down as k is 2, right? So it's a negative 2 cosine 2t. And this guy is sine 2t. Okay, that's it. That's it. Okay, so the tricky part should be these two terms. I mean, how to spread this function to two terms. Okay, now I'm gonna give you guys a very similar one. I want you guys to try it by yourself. Okay. Example 4. Try this one for me. Okay, let me write down the answer on board. So for this guy, we have what? We have 2 terms. Right, we have 2 terms. Now, for the first term, really we can see s squared minus 9. So we're gonna, and in the numerator we have s. So this guy, right? And the k equals what? 3. Right? K equals 3. So for this coefficient, we always can put outside. Okay. And for this guy, we can tell is this guy, right? This guy, 18. And the k is 3, right? So we need a 3 in the numerator. Okay. Just put a 3 there and divide by 3 here. And again, we have what? Now we can put the formula. Cosine h3t x6 sine h3t sine h3t. Okay. So because the k is 3, right? K is 3. So use different formula. Okay. Now let's continue. Let's continue. Okay. Let's take a look. Another one. Sometimes you're gonna see like that. Like that. Okay. So if I give you something like that, how you calculate the inverse transform of this guy? If we see such a fraction, the first step you guys gonna do is what? Fraction decomposition. Okay, fraction decomposition. I'm not so sure whether you guys have learned fraction decomposition. That's the idea from your Cal 2, I think, from your calculus 2. I'm gonna give you this example to illustrate how to use the fraction decomposition. Okay, now let's take a look. This guy. So s squared plus 6s we can use fraction decomposition. Decomposition. We want spread this term to 1, 2, 3 because we have 3 terms in the denominator. So we try to spread these 3 terms to 1, a divided by this guy plus b divided by s minus 2, c divided by s plus 4. Okay, so the goal for us is to find what is a, b, c. What is a, b, c? So what are we gonna do? What we're gonna do is times the whole things for both sides. Okay, so times the whole things for both sides. For the left-hand side, we're gonna cancel out. For the right-hand side, if this term times the whole thing, we can cancel out s minus 1. So we have s minus 2, s plus 2, 4. And for the second term, we can cancel out s minus 2. So we have what? We have b s plus 4. And for the last term, we cancel out s plus 4. So we have s minus 1, s minus 2. Okay. We have this term. Okay. So here we multiply this term for both sides. Okay. Multiply this term for both sides. For the left-hand side, we cancel out. For the right-hand side, we have 3 terms. So the first term times the these 3 should be canceled out, and we got this term. And the second term, we can cancel out s minus 2. Right? We got this term and this term. And for the third term, we times the whole thing. We're gonna cancel out. We're gonna get this guy. Okay. So this method we call the fraction decomposition. Okay. If you are not so familiar with, please check the Cal 2. I'm pretty sure that is a lot of problems about fraction decomposition. Okay, fraction decomposition. Or you type this word in your Google and try to find it. Okay, try to find it. Okay, so now we're gonna simplify it. So distribution, and this guy we're gonna boil it down to okay. And then we try to combine the coefficient. Okay, the coefficient. For example, for this guy, for s squared, what is the coefficient for s squared? So my strategy is find the coefficient of all the coefficients of s squared. So for the first term, we can tell we have a. For the second term, s squared, we have b. For the third term is c. So that means a plus b plus c, s squared. Okay, now we try to figure out the coefficient, all the coefficients for the s. Okay, so for the first term, we know the coefficient for the s should be 2 times a, 2a. And for the second term, we should say 3 times b, 3b. And the third term is -3 times c. Okay. And then the last term should be a constant. So constant is -8a. Okay. Here's a -4b. And here's 2c. Okay. So we finish this guy. We combine all the terms, right? We combine the terms, s squared, s, and a constant. Okay. So that's the key part for the fraction decomposition. Since the left-hand side always equals right-hand side, What does that mean? That means the coefficient for each term should equals each other. For example, the coefficient of s squared equals 1 on the left-hand side. That means a plus b plus c should equals 1. Okay. The coefficient of s on the left-hand side is 6. So that means this part should equals 6. Okay. And the constant is 9. So that means this constant should equals 9. Okay, let's take a look. So we can write down a plus b plus c equals what? Equals 1. 2a plus 3b minus 3c equals 6. Negative a for b, 9. Okay, this guy equals 9. Very good. So now we can tell that what? That here we have 3 equations, 3 unknowns. You are supposed to be able to solve this 3 by 3 equation systems. If you know the linear equation or linear algebra, you should be able to solve it, right? 3 by 3 equation. Or if you don't know, you can do such a things. Let a equals from the first equation. Let a equals 1 minus b minus c, right? And then plug in a to here and plug in a to here. Okay. From the first equation, we know a equals 1 minus b minus c. Then we plug in a to here. Okay, plug in a to here, plug in a to here. Then we have a 2 by 2 equation, b and c, right? Then you can solve it by yourself, right? So here, I will not solve it specifically because that's the algorithm. Okay, algorithmic calculation. I will not spend too much time on it. I will give you guys the answer directly. I give you the answer is a equals negative b equals 25 over 6, c equals 1 over 30. Okay, 1 over 30. And now you can write down the we plug in that. We plug in that. Okay. These 3 terms. Okay. Okay, so we found these 3 terms, 1, 2, 3, and we can plug in like that. Because this guy equals these 3 terms, we just plug in. Okay, very good. We got this one. Now we can spread like we did before, right? Like we did before. Spread right? Spread it. And clearly we can tell, we can use the formula here, right? S minus something, or S minus something. So we can put a constant outside. Very good. And then follow the formula. Here A equals 1, right? So e to the power t. Here A equals what? It's 2, right? 2t. Here A is equals what? Be careful. Here's plus 4. In the formula requires minus A. So A should be a -4, right? A should be a -4. Because S plus 4 can be written down S minus -4, right? Here, so A should be a -4. So be careful for such small things, okay? Small thing. In case you make a mistake. In case you make a mistake. Okay, very good. Now I'm gonna give you guys an easy example. Let you guys try it. Okay. Let me take a look. Not here. So weird. If you wait a second, I'm gonna find this example. I put on the on the notes, but it's not didn't show here. I'm not so sure what happened. Just wait a second. I'm gonna find it. Okay. Now I'm gonna give you this example. This one is a little bit tricky too. This example is about inverse by s squared plus 7s s minus 1 s plus 2 s squared plus 1. Okay, here's a plus 1. Okay, how to solve this inverse? Of course, we're gonna use the fraction decomposition. We're gonna spread these two terms. Gonna give you guys a hint, okay? So for this guy, we try to use the fraction decomposition and A and BS plus C. Okay, BS plus C. Because in the denominator, we have square That means in the numerator, we have less degree, or if there's a square in the numerator, we're supposed to have s. Okay, so we write down as bs plus c. Okay, so the same things. Our goal is what? Find the ABC. What is ABC? Okay, after you find the ABC, then you plug in back. You can solve it. And the idea is very similar to the previous example. We need multiply what? Multiply s plus 2, s squared plus 1 for both sides. Okay, multiply the same thing like this guy. Multiply the whole terms. And then use the coefficients equals each other to find the ABC. Find the ABC. The same things for this guy. Okay. I think most of you guys should have learned the fraction decomposition. So here I don't discuss this math very detailedly. Okay. So go ahead and try this problem by yourself firstly. Then I'm gonna do it. I give you guys 2 or 3 minutes. Okay. Oh, I'll give you guys 1 more minute. Okay, 1 more minute. Okay, I'm gonna write down the answer on board. For this guy, we're gonna have under the answer, which times this time for both sides, and we're gonna get what? A is s squared plus 1, bs plus c is plus 2. Okay. Now, then we need to find the coefficient of the s squared. And of course, you can do some kind of distribution for the second term, right? Distribution. So we're gonna so we have bs to bs and c is plus 2c. Okay, 2c. bs times 2 is 2b. C times s. Okay, it's 2 times c. Okay, distribution. After we get a distribution, we're gonna combine the coefficients. Let's take a look. So we have s squared is a plus b s squared. S gonna be a 2b plus c s, and the constant gonna be a plus 2c. Okay. We combine all the terms. Now we have three equations. The coefficient equals each other. Equals find 2b plus c, a plus 2c equals -1. Right? And then we can solve it. Here, I just gave you guys the answer. You can do it by yourself. Okay, it's not too hard for this guy. Basically, what you can do, just let the first equation a equals 5 minus b plug in here, right? So two equations, two unknowns. We should be able to solve it. So that means what? That means equals okay. Now you can plug in. Plug in. We're gonna get a what? We're gonna get this guy. Plug in. Here is a 4s minus 1. Okay, 4s. And again, here we have s. So we can spread these two terms. Like we did at the beginning of this class, right? These two terms. Spread these two terms, right? So we're gonna get this guy. So basically we have three terms. Okay. Now, for each term, we can use formula, right? Again, go back to your formula. Okay? So, especially for the first term, we're gonna use the A is -2. For the second term, we're gonna use this, no, this guy, right? K equals 1. We put a constant outside. And the last term gonna be s squared plus 1. K is equal 1. Okay, exactly 1 here. Okay, that's good. So put 4 here. E to the power -2t, 4 cosine t, yes, negative sine t. Okay, because here k equals 1, right? K equals 1. That's it. That's it. I'm gonna wrap it up class